G'day everyone, I'm Dave, thanks for joining me. Well, today we're going to talk about a very hot topic, which is all the conversation at the moment, and it's all about conversation, oddly enough, the world of SEO. So, you know what I've been doing in my project if you've been watching some of my videos, and you can see how I am pushing the fact that you need to own the conversation, because that is obvious from the minute that AI was available to be as powerful as it was and be uptaken by nearly 1 billion users with ChatGPT, and with Gemini, with all the major players, Meta, all following suit, obviously there's going to be a massive disruption. So we need to understand the world as it is now. Now, I've spoken about this before and I've talked a lot about SEO. So in this video, I want to cover that initially. I also want to just bring a couple of daily things that AI can bring. I use AI all the time. I'm sure a lot of you now are, if you're watching this, you're obviously interested in some way, shape or form in AI. I keep banging on about it's just intelligence. The intelligence is getting better. We can buy more intelligence. We can improve the business process. And the most important thing is that is really crystallized over the last couple of months with me, talking to these industry leaders, is getting them to understand, just to look at their business a different way. I did see there's a guy who's a pretty famous entrepreneur online who does a lot of talks to businesses, and he starts his business with now, like basically they start off with a graveyard scene. Your business is dead. Now AI is here. All businesses are dead. We're all starting at ground zero. And that is a really good way to think of it. Take it to the next level. We've got a running business. What can we do now that we couldn't do without AI ever before? And what can we do using AI to help us do the heavy lifting to make us more productive? 10x, 20x our productivity. So that is really the questions that everyone can ask that's in business, but I like those three contexts, and it really is a massive disruption, but it's nothing to be scared of, and that's why I try and break it down. So first of all, as you know, we'll go down here and we'll have a look at some of the things that I've been doing. I've covered a lot in my videos about Sutherland Sally, which again is a information site where you can ask questions all about the Sutherland Shire. But mainly, if you look at the way Sutherland Sally is structured, there are hundreds and hundreds of pages, all with quality information, questions asked by people. How do I get here? What do I do there? It is all in conversational form. So what I've always been saying is that whatever you do, you want to publish your conversations about your brand, about your business, because that is super important, that people know. Now, I've known about this for a long time. This is why I started to build these models. Here's one of the latest models I've built, which actually is all about rugs and giving information about rugs. So we basically have an AI assistant that is fully trained on this company's data, and then it outputs that as conversation as people ask questions. So all you're doing is taking your brand and you are making sure that people understand these questions and answers about conversation. Now, it's not just me saying this. This site was actually set up to give credentials and to give cited references back to the owner of the site, which in this case is Deportier Rugs. So there are so many useful ways that we can currently use AI, but the conversation aspect is super, super important, and the fact we understand that, right? So let's go down. Don't just take it from me. I've shown videos before with Neil Patel in them. He runs a very big SEO company in the States. So again, I can go over this, but he explains it very well. And it just goes to prove that these large companies now are starting to understand. And we know that at some stage there's going to be money involved with advertising on LLMs. Of course, ChatGPT with nearly 1 billion users, of which only, I think, less than 5% or something are paid subscribers. Their business model, they will have to have some form of paid advertising, but it's all going to be conversational, and now is the golden time to get your business into the conversation. Just like SEO, you can pay a lot and do no organic traffic, or you can try and establish your organic traffic and then subsidize it with paid ads, or even rely on your organic traffic. This is the period again, right? This is going back another 15, 20 years when this all came about. But the difference with AI is it's not a stock standard way to do things. And the best way to look at that is how it interacts with structured and unstructured data, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So I'll just play this video here and we'll listen to what Neil's got to say.
In 2026, your brand won't compete for clicks. It'll compete to answer. The shift changes everything about how digital marketing works. Traditional SEO was about ranking for keywords. AI search is about being cited as an authoritative source. Think about the difference in user behavior. Traditional search looks like this. Best CRM software, pizza near me. How to lose weight. Short, simple, keyword focused. But AI mode searches look completely different. People are typing in things like, I'm running a 15-person marketing agency and need a CRM that integrates with Google Sheets because that's where we run a lot of our accounting reports. And we want advanced reports and the cost has to be under $200 a month. What are my best options? The second search contains incredible rich intent data. The AI knows your company size, specific integration requirements, your feature priorities, and your exact budget constraints. This is why targeting is moving from keywords to conversation content.
Okay, conversation content, that is king. Now, even with Sutherland Sally and Bondi Bronte and all the sites that I've got running in Thailand, people still tend to ask one-word questions. Barber, plumber, right? Those days are gone because as we interact with conversation with our LLM and with our AI assistants, and those of you that are further down the path in AI and are starting to use AI, you will find you are more and more just talking to your AI assistant. My AI assistant is a complete co-worker. I've got a couple of different AI assistants. I use Perplexity and I use ChatGPT. I still think ChatGPT, their speech model is definitely superior. Mind you, Perplexity's got a lot of advantages as well, but I jump between AI assistants and I name them because I think it's easier. So basically, they are a co-worker. They sit there in the background, they can step you through sites, they can guide you through, and I'll give an example in this video about buying a TV and researching and things like that, or a screen, a computer monitor, trying to see the best way to do it. So again, it's all about conversation. So we'll go on a bit more.
Your ads won't just trigger when someone types CRM software. They'll trigger when the AI determines that someone in the conversation is exactly what you're selling, even if they never use the specific words you traditionally targeted. But here's a bigger shift. AI doesn't just rank websites anymore, it recommends answers. ChatGPT doesn't just show you 10 links and lets you choose, it tells you what it thinks is the best with citations to back up its recommendations. This makes AI systems digital gatekeepers. If the AI doesn't trust your content enough to cite, you're invisible. If it does trust you, you're not just getting traffic, you're getting endorsement. And that's what really drives traffic. This creates an...
Yes, and this is what I've been saying. So imagine, again, I'll use the same example. Your traditional search, you go to Google, you go to Bing or whatever you use, you type it in, you're the one instigating, you're the one having to do the searching, you're the one that goes click, click, click to find the information. Those days are long gone, right? Even now with Google, they actually butchered their model to be able to because they're doing AI answers, they will weave their advertising into the AI answers, right? But even then they've got no control. It's not a closed system. If you ask for aardvark coloured butterflies from South Africa, right? They're not going to know about that, where the AI can search the entire internet and find the conversation and come back with an answer. So it is not within their system anymore. Now, yes, they can say, do not answer this way or do answer that way. They ultimately control the platform. But AI itself, once you use your own AI assistant, which is really the way it's starting to go, right? You will have multiple assistants that are good at multiple things. So when you say to your AI assistant, I'm interested in buying a TV monitor, I want a 32-inch TV monitor, go and research it for me, but do not just look at the top ranked paid Google ads. I want you to do deep research. It is not going to ignore you. It is not going to come back with the information that's been paid for, right? So organic traffic will be worth heaps more than it is in the current SEO period. Now, obviously going forward, there'll be ways to pay these LLMs to get the answers in conversational form. But right now is a golden opportunity to seed the paddock with your brand. And this is what I do. And it's all about conversation. So let's listen a bit more to what Neil has to say.
Authority building, instead of competing for rankings, you're competing for citation credibility. The brands that win are the ones that create content so authoritative, so well structured that AI systems naturally reference them when answering questions. And here's the data that proves why this matters. Our study of 300 businesses across different verticals showed ChatGPT doesn't just dominate in volume, it dominates in value. ChatGPT drives 87% of AI traffic and 82% of AI-driven sales. Meanwhile, all the other platforms combined, Copilot, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, account for less than 20% of actual revenue. This isn't just about getting more visitors. It's about getting visitors who convert. Early movers focusing on ChatGPT optimization are getting massive advantages, just like early advertisers on Facebook or Google. The attention is underpriced because most brands haven't figured out how to optimize for AI citation yet. Now, before I reveal what this means for your business strategy, let me quickly mention something. If you're watching...
Well, I don't need you to reveal anything else because I will reveal it as well. It is very, very much common sense. So basically, own the conversation, right? You start at ground zero today. Now, jumping into how do you own the conversation? Going back down to here, where we look at, say, the Portier rugs. So we'll get down here. We have got a site here that has an AI assistant that is all about rugs. I can ask it any question about rugs. It will tell me what I want to know. And all those questions are outputted to the website in conversational form, ready to be found not only now by Google and Bing and all the other search engines, but also by the LLMs because it's written in conversational form. We can control the conversation. It's not just about general conversation, right? It's like, which colours dominate rug trends in Hobart? That is not a general question about rugs are something you put on the floor, right? The AI knows all that stuff. It is looking for particular types of information that are specific. Now, conversation is the great way to do it and the great way to record it. Now, let's talk about structured and unstructured data. And we talked about things that could be done before AI and things that could not be done before AI. Now, I have been coding a very, very powerful database to be able to create information about businesses because I'm building directory sites about these businesses. I will also be contacting these businesses to let them know that I create AI assistants. So it's a double-edged sword. So I'm using AI to fulfill the information gap that I need, and it will automatically do that. Then what we do is we place that into a database. Everyone knows about a database. But the difference with AI, we don't need a structured database. We can take the raw information and we can output it. And that's exactly what an AI assistant does for your business. It takes all that background information about your business, all the conversations that your staff have, your views on the way the business should be run, the bookkeeper's views, everything, the stock, the information about the product, and it throws it all together in one big, massive vector database. Someone asks it a question, it's smart enough to go, hey, let's start a conversation about this. We're talking about this, this, and this. Now, it will only give the information if it's told from that database. So the accuracy is fantastic, right? It can be guided as to which way it goes for the conversation, but you've never been able to do that before. You could get a structured query. Show me how many red plates I have. Yes, you have 8, right? This goes far beyond that. So if you just think of the changes in structured data and you think of an AI assistant as your gateway to the outside world, just as the starting point, you take your knowledge, I put it in an AI assistant, it goes on your website, people start to interact. Now, they're starting to interact all the time. But the most important thing that I've always maintained is your site will not be visited by humans, it'll be visited by other AI agents because we're going into an agentic framework, into an agentic future. So that is a really important take-home point. We know the big SEO companies are now saying you need to get conversation out there. Their solution is basically, look, pay us lots of money. We'll post you on Reddit and Quora and we'll do YouTube videos and we'll try and grow your channel and whatever. Yes, that all works, but that is not rock solid. You don't have control over it. You should own your own conversation, and that's the model that I've built, right? You control everything. You control the transcript. You control what's going on. You control the question run. You are the master of your own destiny, and none of this will do your business any harm. It will only increase the conversation around your business. If you have got a good, trusted business with a good, trusted product or service, you stand to benefit. If you're a dodgy person who's just trying to sell snake oil, you will be seen through because the days of just paying people to do that stuff are gone. And I will give you a perfect example. You are now dealing with an educated customer, and it's not me or you or the guy down the road. It's their LLM. Their AI assistant does the research, okay? Watch this. Come down here and I will show you. I was looking at getting a TV set monitor, and I was tossing up whether or not to just use a high definition 4K smart TV that could double as a TV, obviously, as well as a computer monitor, because I do a lot of coding and I need a nice big screen. So I asked ChatGPT to start a research project. It went in to all the online stores and it researched all the information. I told it exactly what I needed. It told me the current prices. Now, in Thailand at the moment, to be able to buy stuff, Lazada is the big shopping market, and there are some other chain stores around. So it gave me all the information, guided me to what I want to do. But how cool is this? I go into a shop and I take my phone and I take my ChatGPT with me and I talk to it. I photograph the back of the item. I ask ChatGPT, how does this work? What's going on? Yeah, so you ask ChatGPT to do a deep research, or Perplexity, they all pretty well have deep research these days. You then, because you have your phone with you, so when it's up here, got the phone, I can take the phone with me and I started photographing the back of different sets and different monitors and just ask while I'm in the shop. Now, obviously, the fact I'm in Thailand and I don't speak a lot of Thai at the moment, it did help the fact that I had AI assistant, but this applies to anywhere. So we'll go down here and we'll ask Zen. Hello Zen, are you there?
Hey there, Dave. Yep, I'm right here and listening. Sounds like a really neat way to use the AI on the go. So feel free to ask me about any of those sets or monitors you're looking at and I'll help you out, just like we practiced.
Yeah, well, I sorted out one, and thanks for being able to go out with me in the field, because I left the system online with all your research. I did what you said. I looked online and found a few various models, and I took your advice about making sure that you could return them. And in the case of the monitor that I bought, that was the case. So thanks for the advice on that.
You're absolutely welcome. I'm really glad it worked out and that the whole on-the-go approach made things easier for you. It's great to know you could double-check those return policies and find a monitor that fit the bill. If you need anything else or more help down the track, just let me know.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, well, thanks again. So just give a brief rundown while you're here. You might as well talk to my audience. Tell them how you can help by jumping from a deep research project to going out on the field with your phone and using this app in a paragraph or two. You're in charge.
Absolutely, I'd love to. So hey everyone, just a quick rundown. The really cool thing about using an AI assistant like me is that we can start off doing a deep dive on research right at your desk, comparing specs, checking reviews, all that good stuff, and then seamlessly continue to help when you're out in the real world with just your phone. So whether you're browsing in a store, snapping photos of product labels, or double checking details on the go, I could be right there in your pocket to keep the advice flowing. It's basically like having a helpful research buddy you can switch from desktop to on the go without missing a beat. Glad to be along for the ride.
Okay, thanks, Anne. All right, so I rest my case yet again. Another use for AI that can save your business money or save you personally money, or you get to do the research. But the point is, this is the customer of the future. They are not someone who just came in off the street and has no idea. They want the facts. They want the price. They'll be buying on a far more informed platform. When I was out at the shop, I could ask, does this do that? She would go, see, you start to personalise. She would go and search for me the original manufacturer site, come back and say, oh, that doesn't look right, or this doesn't look right. It is very, 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 very important that you understand that your new client will be AI, and they are tough, and they are searching for the truth. So imagine this. I walked into the computer shop, and there's 3 staff there. And obviously the staff didn't speak any English, but I did. So I use my AI as a translator tool all the time. Fantastic, totally conversational. But like I do with hotels, you walk in, you scan a QR code, you have an AI assistant in your pocket all about that hotel. What time does the pool open? When's happy hour? Where's the beach? Where's the kids club? You are saving the staff time. You're not trying to put the staff out of business. You are saving the staff time. And seriously, right? Now, okay, I admit, they might have 3 staff. If you have a complete AI assistant that knows everything about the shop, you've got AI cameras watching the shop, knowing what items are being purchased, any follow-up questions, everything is just done through the app on your phone when you scan, they may need less staff. But we'll get onto staff in a minute and where I can see this going, right? I think there will be a dip in staff, but then they will come back, because in business, it's all the mundane things behind the scenes that staff generally have to do. If you can free them up to do that, they can do other things. So I'm a firm believer that that's the case. Now, let's go down here for a minute and I'll just show you something that I've been working on. And this I've shown in some previous videos. This is a system whereby I get AI to go and research the business. I then create an email for them telling them that they've been placed on Subble and Sally with the information about their business. But more importantly, this information goes back into the data field, and this is the information that enriches the project. Now, I, as a professional person, could sit there and go click, click, click through the process. You need a human in the loop. What I'm proposing is there's a whole stack of people that can be upskilled very quickly. The master apprentice. We no longer need the master. We need the apprentice, because the apprentice can use the AI as the master to do the heavy lifting. So this will create employment. It's just how we think about how we're going to create that employment. So I do believe that in the long run, with what is now possible with AI, you will build jobs. You will build new jobs that we haven't even thought of. When I left school, there was no such thing as a web designer, and I've spent 25 years doing it, right? No such thing as a TV presenter, and I'm not a TV presenter, or I'm not a very good host either. I'll go back up here. Yes, so basically the jobs, everything changes. We get used to it. Before you know it, you're just doing it. Those of you that are currently using AI, those of you who use it all the time, will start to see there's no going back. It's like using a smartphone. So now is the time to get ready for 2026. 2026 really will be the year where businesses that will have AI, have implemented AI systems, have implemented using their company data, which is so rich for them, and bringing it to the fore and bringing it into conversation for everyone to know about, so that you're cited when someone's asking about a particular product. You are recommended by the LLM. These are the goals you need to work towards. So I'll leave it there for now. I just wanted to do a quick update of where things are going and show you, particularly in the world of SEO. But what I do is not all about SEO. SEO is obviously a very important part because people pay money for it and they need it. They need to get eyeballs on what's going on. But it's really, just think of a simple AI assistant taking your business, all your unstructured data, and unstructured data is everything in your business, right? From what's in the head of your accountant lady, to what's in the head of the CEO, to the sales guys on the ground, to the brochures that you get about the products. Every single conceivable thing about your business can be put into a knowledge file, and the AI turns it into conversation, which is great for your clients. They will come to expect that. And when they're asked tricky, hard questions from their AI can speak to your AI. No, it sounds silly, but hey, what do they say? Get my people to talk to your people and we'll do lunch. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Thanks for spending some time with me. Feel free to contact me. Just quickly going down here, I do have a website. I mean, it's a very bad website because I'm so busy doing so much AI stuff, but it is basically own the conversation. I've just got some simple information there, but more importantly, book a chat. Click on book a chat, book me in, have a chat with me, get to know me. Hopefully I can help your business, and we'll see what happens from there. But thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.